Hello and welcome back for the final time to Path of Radiance 0% Growths. We are on Endgame, Chapter 29. And last chapter, Joffrey was the MVP, which I don't really know why he in particular was, rather than Har or Tanith. Well, I mean, obviously the real MVP was Tivarn, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so not much of real consequence going on in terms of stuff in the base for this chapter. I forged a new axe for Largo, but gave it to Har because I want Har to have the full use one, so Largo now has Har's axe. I also gave Har Savior, which I was considering making part of my strategy, but it ended up not being super relevant. I mean, who knows, maybe it will come up, but probably not. What else did I do? Bought some physic and recovery staves that I probably don't actually need. Gave the last occult scroll to Largo because why not? Like, and that's pretty much it. Oh, right, I keep forgetting to do this. Keep forgetting to do that. Might need that. Okay, anyway, yeah, and I put some extra weapons on, like, Mordecai and Ranulf and Morim, not Morim, just kidding, Rayson, but probably that won't matter either. I did clean out my support library. Most of the supports that I did were just to make it stop being green, because they were, like, supports that were never going to matter anyway. I did get Alencia Joffrey to A, Tanith, I think Tanith Rayson was at B before Ranulf Mordecai, but that doesn't actually matter. Yeah, I mean, that's Largo and Morin. Doesn't really matter either, honestly. Anyway, so onwards. Alright, so here we are on the final chapter. The goal, of course, is to defeat the boss Ashnard. And there are rather a lot of enemies on this map, 40 of them to be precise, and most of them will rush you, like, right from the start. So, basically, like, these three guys will. These two dragons and these three generals, including Bryce, the mini-boss, will not, as well as this guy. But these three will also rush you. These two wyverns will rush you. These three swordmasters will rush you. These 6 enemies over here will rush you. The cat won't, but this guy will. I think this cat will. Pretty sure. I mean, I always end up in its attack range anyway, so I'm not really sure. These 3 won't. These paladins will. These paladins will. This cat won't. So yeah, it's like maybe like 70% of the enemies will rush you right from the turn 1, something like that. Which does make approaching Ashnard directly difficult, because you get into this like area and you have choke points, which is good for like not dying, but it also means that you kind of get stuck fighting off these waves of enemies that come in at you. Not to mention that then once you're done with that, you have to go through Bryce and these 2 dragons to get to Ashnard. I mean, you don't have to kill them necessarily, but you have to get into range of them just to lure Ashnard out, which is a big problem, because they're really strong. And Ina cannot take an attack from any of these enemies plus Ashnard in 1 round. So our plan instead is we're going to go around the left side, and up to here. We're going to drop Ina off on this platform and have her move in and lure Ashnard out that way, where these guys can't reach her. The reason we're going up the left side and not the right side is just because the paladins have higher movement. So if we run to the right side, the paladins can catch up to us probably. But running away from these enemies, they never catch us. And there's also more enemy. There's like 1 more enemy on this side than on the other side. Also, the wyverns, we're moving away from the wyverns. They're pretty annoying to deal with just because they have flight and it's hard to get to them for most of my units. And then we also don't have to fight these generals who are just really bulky and hard to kill. So all in all, it works out pretty well. In terms of like other notable stuff on the map, I mentioned Bryce. He does have a speed wing, but we don't need it, so we're going to ignore it. This guy has a Fortify staff, which doesn't turn out really to be relevant, but it's one of only 2 long-range things that the enemy has, along with this bolting tome right here. Luckily, we can just stay out of the range of the bolting tome, too, so we can just ignore that. In terms of who I'm bringing, Ike, Ina, Alencia, Rayson, Tanith, Har, Ranulf, Stefan, Morim, Joffrey, Mordecai, Tormod, Largo, and Khalil. So we've got basically our mounted units for combat. Well, not Alencia, but, you know, Joffrey, Har, and Tanith are here to fight things, as well as Stefan. Largo is here to fight things a little bit, but is also pretty good at shoving, rescuing, like, for a foot unit. Likewise, Mordecai, Morim, Ranulf all here for, you know, shoving, smiting type stuff. Khalil is here because she can use Siege Tomes pretty well, and because she's got supports that help her do that better. Obviously, Ina's here to kill Ashnard. Tormod's here for healing. And yeah, that's I think that covers it. Ike is here to look pretty, I guess. Oh, and to direct the Holy Guard, which we don't actually end up really needing, but, you know, whatever. All right, so the first thing we want to do is check, does this guy have 23 speed? Get out of here with that mess. Ugh. All right, well, that's annoying. So we're going to have Ranulf shove Stefan. And then, let's see. You're probably going to end up needing to do this, so I'm just going to check it now. 77 to hit. We might want to move Tormod into range first. But let's go ahead and have it Stefan attack first. So given that we're not doubling this cat, which sometimes he doubles and sometimes he doesn't. So the Brave Sword, 2 chances to crit. If he does crit, he does 16 and 16. Crit once, let's say. 16 and 16 is 32 damage. Versus the Laguz Slayer, it crits once, it does 34 damage. I guess the Brave Sword is actually better. The Vig Kadi probably does 33 damage. What if we were to use Meteor? Okay, so we could use Meteor and just kill it if we wanted to, if he just doesn't crit at all. And if this crits, it just kills. So I think I'll go for that. Well, alright. Yeah, I don't mind using the Meteor, because there's not really... I mean, there's this one cat up here, but other than that, we don't really have to fight any, like, Laguz with Oil again. I mean, I could Hammer the Meteor with Tormod, but then he won't be in support range. So I think I'm just gonna do this. Oh, wait. I forgot to put him in support range, because I'm dumb. Well, luckily it didn't matter. Alright, fine. Now, we're gonna rescue Stefan. We're also gonna trade him the Vague Kadi. Come over here. Gonna have Har grab him. Right there. And then we're gonna have Joffrey grab him, take him, drop him like that. And so the idea here is that we're at the point in the game, we kind of have been for a little while, where enemy phasing with 1 to 2 range weapons is just not very viable. It doesn't do enough damage to even like set up a kill, generally speaking. Stefan and Tanith are the only ones who are even sometimes doubling enemies. And to be fair, like, they double most enemies. But even when they do, the only time they're one-rounding is when Stefan secures a kill. And certainly, like, Har and Joffrey aren't doubling. And the amount of damage that they do is such that, like, Har will generally 2-hit KO an enemy, depending on the enemy. Anyway, I mean, I guess the point is, like, we're better off, like, equipping our strong weapons and, like, setting up kills on the enemies with 1 range attacks on enemy phase, than trying to, like, counterattack the bows. And then on player phase, we can just go walk up to them and kill them. And the enemies like to be in the bushes and attack Stefan, so he's by far the most likely to enemy phase these two guys, because he'll double them and he's very likely to crit with the Vague Kadi. So that's why I want him, like, out front. Plus, I just want him as far forward as possible, because his damage is very, very useful against the other, like, paladins just in general. So as they come in, I want him up here and not, like, stuck back there. Anyway, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to check... Okay, that's great. So Tanith is going to come over here, and is going to reinforce. And now this guy can get to her on enemy phase, and she won't kill him, but she will just about kill him. And that's what we need. So now we're going to have... and the reason we need that is because this guy will run us down if we don't kill him. So, anyway, now we're going to have Rayson come over here and use the final Lagoo Stone of the run. And then we're going to have him get smote by Mordecai. We're going to have Ike direct... Actually, I'm going to do the other stuff first. So let's have Ina move here and unequip the Demiband. And then Morim is going to smite her. My original plan was to basically just rescue her turn 1 and then carry her around until I was ready to drop her off up here. But it turns out that I wanted to rescue Stefan instead, so instead she's going to kind of try to keep up at least. Alright, we're going to have Tormod come over here, and he's going to shove Khalil to get her a little bit further forward. And now we're going to direct the Holy Guard. We're going to just have them follow along behind us. We're going to put them, I think, here, just to make sure that they're like not in the way of any shoves that we might want to do. We don't really need them close to us. Then Ike is going to shove Rayson. And Largo, since we did not need his assistance in taking out the cat, is also going to shove Rayson. His position is such that he can get shoved to go attack the cat, but I think having Khalil get that kill made more sense anyway. And here comes the tiger. Nice. Alright, good. The enemies, they won't always attack Stefan like that, but they will often do so. I have seen them ignore him. I'm not really sure why they do when they do, but it looks like they're going to go for him, which is good. Because he's going to kill them. And every kill he can secure on enemy phase is a huge boost. And just in terms of like how easy it is for me to continue moving aggressively up the left side. Because, I mean, obviously the Paladins can move a long way, and we don't want to like have to spend a ton of like our effort like defending against them, like basically like setting up screens so that they can't like get to Rayson or Alencia or whoever. We want to just like kill them and then have them not be there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna look at is, so we can get Tanith down to here. We can also shove her with Ranulf before we move her. Up like this, and that gets her to there. Then Mordecai should be able to get to that spot next to Rayson and shove her, or smite her rather, to where Stefan is. And that should be good enough in terms of how far forward we're getting, because Stefan can attack this guy. If for some reason we didn't want him to, and I doubt that we care. I guess we can check. Yeah, I mean, that looks fine. Actually, let's check with the Brave Sword. Okay, that isn't actually a kill. So actually, there would be some value in getting him to attack this guy, so that's a guaranteed kill. I imagine Har plus Joffrey is sufficient to take this guy out. Yeah, it is. So that's something to consider. Is basically if we can get Tanith one space further forward than that, which actually we can do by moving Ina to here and then shoving her forward. So that is an option. It's not something that we need to commit to right now, though. So I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and do this. Go over here. All right, so now... so the other thing we want to do at some point this turn, probably... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd have... Yeah, is probably we want to have Alencia rescue Ina forward. So if we go for that, it'll be basically to here. She'll be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Alencia just can't get far enough to... Well, we could have Morim smite her, and then she could... Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She could rescue here, and then end up there, or something like that. This is assuming we kill, like, all of these paladins, which we may not be able to. Let's see. These guys are really far away, so we don't really have to worry about them. So let's figure this out. We're gonna kill... Hopefully Stefan will just take out 2 of them. Rayson... You know, Rayson doesn't get any further if I... by, like, me shoving Stefan and all that, so it's probably not worth it. I probably should just go ahead and do this. Like, the odds that Stefan gets a kill here are pretty high. Alternatively, we do this, and the odds are also pretty high. We should also check... Okay, so Khalil... If we smite Khalil, she can be in range of Joffrey when she attacks for support. And we can get her into range of Tormod as well. Alright, I like that. So we could do that with Morim. I think I will do that. Does mean I'm not smiting Alencia. I think that's fine. I think I need to. This will also give Khalil an extra attack option. Two extra attack options, actually. Alright, so one thing I want to check out... This guy with the Brave Sword is... Ooh, times 4. That's rude. What does Stefan do against him? I mean, he kills him. If he crits. Yeah, Joffrey doesn't really care about his incoming damage. And Har plus Joffrey with that is not enough to kill. So you'd have to use the Brave Lance and you'd have to hit with it, which he's not totally guaranteed to do. We also have the option, if we do shove Tanith that extra time of getting Largo involved in this kill. Alternatively... we shove Argo with Ina and then have Alencia rescue her, like, from this side. That might be a little dicey. She'd be all the way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'd have to rescue... Yeah, that doesn't look great. I don't like that. And his hit rate here is pretty crappy. I mean, if he does hit, it would be great. Actually, wait, how much damage is he doing? 15. Yeah, Tanith could get the kill on this guy if he hit, but Tanith is not ready to do that. R could 26. Yeah, that would be enough. That wouldn't be enough. Assume, yeah. It's not doing it. So, and how much is Will doing to that guy? 25. Oh. So that's an option too. You go for this. I think I'm down for that. If Largo misses, I'll probably Joffrey get the kill. Damn it, Largo! Alright, so we're gonna end up wanting to put Stefan, like, here now. I think. Wait, no, that doesn't work. We're gonna shove. Oh. I see the problem. Are we gonna end up chanting for Largo? Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. Smite her, we... Her... Yeah, Joffrey's got the lowest damage output, so I think... Now we just pick up this kill with Har. I guess we are going to chant for Largo. Always with the adaptations. Alright, Brave Sword is guaranteed kill. Good crit. Alright. Mordecai. Okay, so now the question is going to be whether we can take out two of these guys and then either kill or surround the other one, such that Racing can just charge ahead. I think the answer is probably we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we should be able to do that. We should be able to do that to either of these two. If we care about removing Racing as far forward as possible, then we want to kill this guy and surround this guy. Let's see, 20... 21. He is slightly harder to kill, but it's probably fine. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We've got... I think what we're gonna do... Probably Largo hits this guy. Let's see. Tanith isn't doubling this guy? Oh, man. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's really quite unfortunate. Oh, no. We actually have to use Har with the Brave Lance there? I mean, we could go for the kill with Stefan. It's fairly likely to get it. Do it that way. I would like Stefan to move further forward, though. Largo actually can't take 2 hits here, so we should like, try to give him the kill if possible. Alright, does Tanith Tanith doesn't double that guy either? Oh my gosh. That's really unfortunate. Holy crap. Alright, it looks like she does double this guy. So if Har does manage to hit this guy with the Brave Lance, then we can get the kill with Joffrey. We try to kill this guy with Har. I mean, with Stefan. I guess we just try to do that first. I guess we go Vegkata here. Alright. Now we have Har try to Brave Lance this guy. Great, okay. I think we're in business. Alright. 7, 8. Alright, so Joffrey's only going to get up to there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we want Tanith in front or do we want Har in front? Got this guy coming with the Brave Axe, who she can double with the sword, so I think we want Tanith in front. I put Har over here. Oh, wait. Like, we put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could put Largo in the back. Might be useful to have Largo up front. I didn't actually have him able to fight these guys the last time I did this, but this guy is going to be like here, and Largo from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could at least attack him with a Tomahawk. Or get... he's not going to get shoved. There's nobody that's going to be able to be in range unless we like rescue. On the other hand, if we put Har here... Well, so 2 people have to go in the back and 2 people have to go in the front. I think we want Har and Tanith in the front. Largo and Joffrey in the back. I think that's what we want. So let's do that. Wait a minute. So wait, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I just screwed up by even putting Har there, because we're going to just kill the guy anyway. We don't need to bother with that. Alright, I guess we can use the sword. Yeah, I was zeroing in on the whole, like, I need to surround him thing and forgot that I actually don't. It's fine. Everybody's in a pretty good position. Oh, Colossus! I think that's the first time I've ever seen that map animation. Yeah, Har's not quite as far forward as he could be. That's the only problem we've really got right now. I could have put him probably like 1 to 2 squares further forward, I would guess. If I had moved my units in a different order, maybe a little further than that, because he would have been unimpeded. But I don't think it's going to matter. Alright, so now let's do that rescue thing. Yoink. And luckily, unlike in 3 Houses, where the rescue puts you closer to where you started, in this game it puts you farther from where you started. It means Ina gets 2 extra spaces. Very nice. And then Ike, you direct the Holy Guard. Let's see, we probably want... Yeah, we'll just put them like... there. That'll be good enough. We may want them to body block for like a turn for enemies coming in between the 2 flower beds. Oh, the dragon went the other side. Ha! Okay, well, never mind. If the general does that too, then the Holy Guard really won't be relevant. Okay, no, he's not doing that. Oh, but that one is. Ha! Fool. What a fool. I wonder if I can actually get Ina up onto the platform this turn. Probably not, but normally... Oh, no, wait. No, I should be able to... Yeah, no, I'm meant to get her up onto the platform this turn. What am I talking about? Okay, right. So we need to take out this cat, obviously. Also want to take out all these guys. We want to drop Ina off up here in a space where she can get to Ashnard the following turn. So, like, basically, well, the flyer has to get up onto the railing, so somewhere like there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at a minimum, we have to chant from here. That won't be a problem. Rayson has plenty of range. This is actually going better in some respects than my test attempts. So we could have, like, let's say Stefan attack from here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can get to any of these enemies. If we chant from there, and somebody here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's perfect. The only downside is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, there is not really any downside. Okay, cool. Khalil, what can you attack right now? You're 2 spaces away from attacking this guy. Okay. So we can definitely, like, do some smite stuff and get her into position. Oh, we can't quite get to her with Morim. That's too bad. But we can have, like, Ike shove her this way, and then Mordecai shove her upwards or something like that. So let's see how this looks. Not amazing by any means. Alright, that looks alright. I think I'm just gonna have Stefan... Well, there is an argument to be made for, like, trying to kill the cat without using Stefan, and then sending Stefan further upwards. We could shove Stefan with Ina to get... Oh, no, wait. If we kill the cat, then he can get to this guy. And then we can, like, chant up here and use more of our attackers. It probably doesn't matter too much either way. Well, we can already attack the cat with Khalil, so maybe that's what we should do. That's not a great hit rate, but we can get Tormod over there. If we get her 3 spaces forward, 2, 3, she would be in range of Joffrey, except that Rayson's in the way, so I guess that's not much of a concern. So I think we'll just heal Largo. Nobody else needs healing, right? Oh, Har, but we can't get to Har anyway. That's fine. Heal Largo. Alright. Give it your best shot, Khalil. Excellent. Oh no! Margo! Should've looked at that. Alright, well, we can always have somebody Canto and kill if we need to. We'll try this. Damn it, Largo! Continue to disappoint me. Actually, does Ina kill? No. No, of course not. Okay, so, let's see how we want to set this up. So we're going to have Stefan attack from here, which means we're going to chant from here. And then that means we're going to need to grab Ina with somebody. That somebody being Har or Tanith. Probably Har. So given that, Tanith is probably the best candidate. Let's see, actually, let me... From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Okay, yeah. So we can put Har there. So we'll put Tanith here or here, and then Joffrey in the other spot. Actually, wait. What does Joffrey do? He does not kill. Okay. Neither does she. Okay, well, thanks, thanks for that. Actually, wait. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Fine. Let's just do this. Let's, have you do this. So it's gonna be you here. And now we can go ahead and give this kill to Ina. It's like pretty important that Ina not take damage here, or that we have the opportunity to heal her if she does, which we probably won't, so that's why I was concerned about her not taking that small amount of damage. Alright, so now we come over here. Actually, let's do this thing first. Alright, Brave Sword kill, yep. Ow! Cancel him on the last attack, Stefan. Come on. Yeah, we're one space short of being able to, like, throw something at this guy. Too bad. That would actually be pretty nice. But instead, just gonna... Oh, we do need Valencia up here a fair ways. Let's see. Actually, wait. Maybe this is good enough. Is gonna be good enough. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, she should be fine. Okay. What we could do, though, is have Valencia rescue somebody, and then they can make an extra attack. Well, that'd be Tanith. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I think that means we want to rescue from here. If Tanith is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, either one of those is... it's fine. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, and we gotta do this thing. Yoink. Alright, now go ahead and have Har. I did trade the Demi-Band back, yes, okay. Drop Ina off there. And we can have Fawn probably... Oh, no, not quite, but we've got enough damage that we kill anyway, so do this. Okay, so now I'm going to actually have Tanith come over here and trade for Stefan's Laguz Guard, because if history is any indication, Tanith may be needed to block. This dragon in the upper right of the screen right now may go up the stairs after Ina. I will try to lure it away without actually getting into range of it. But if I do need to screen that dragon off, then I want to have Tanith able to take a hit, which this dragon will one-shot her, so she would not be able to do that. Let's see, and Joffrey need to do much. You three just need to run away. So we can smite Khalil, why not? I mean, we do need to stay out of range of this guy, but I don't think that's going to be too terribly difficult. And Ike, you can come up here and direct the Holy Guard. Go, like, there, I guess. Or, I don't know, let's say over here. There'll be plenty of... for them to get into position to block this guy next turn. Yeah, and then Joffrey... just gonna come on over here, or let's see, over here. Yeah. And we might as well use a vulnerary. Alright. Dragon can go up the stairs. Very considerate. Here comes Bryce. Oh, wow, that wyvern is all the way down there. That's not typically where that goes. Okay, I'm fine with it. Alright, this guy we do need to watch out for a little bit. Let's see, Tormod. Sure, heal Largo. Alright, now before I forget, I'm going to try to block out this guy here with Ike, directing the Holy Guard. You stand right in front of him. I don't think they'll be in range of anything else. So just block him as solidly as possible. This guy would, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, be able to reach Tormod otherwise, but not if he has to go through the bushes. Alright, so then the next thing we want to do is, well, okay, we're going to... Nina is going to equip the Demiband. And we're going to go lure out Ashnard. We can do that. Doesn't really matter where we do it from. Do it from here. I mean, we do want to be out of the range of Bryce, like I said. We don't actually need to block anybody out. What we do need to do is get Alencia and Raisin into position for next turn. I'm just going to make sure. Okay, it looks like they're going to be just fine. So, Alencia, come heal somebody. Why not? And sure, come over here and heal R, because why not? And then we're pretty much just going to be running away with everybody else. Okay, so Har, look at Stefan. Book it. Joffrey. Book it. Tanith, do so, and also... I didn't have this guy's range on. Reinforce again, why not? Right in the middle of all those enemies. Probably that would be a reason why not, actually, but... Huh. What? Oh, she can't smite because Ike's in the way. Right, okay. Actually, we can, I guess... Here, we can do this. Stay out of this guy's range entirely. Not that it really matters. Yeah, I probably should have not summoned or reinforced again because now we're gonna have to watch them fight the enemies, but oh well. My apologies. Mistakes were made. Well, I mean, much worse mistakes than that were made, but we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, so I mean, even if these guys could catch up, we could distract them for a long time with the Holy Guard anyway. I mean, the weaker ones will go down, like, fairly quickly. But if you position them well, the enemies will still basically lose, like, a full turn of movement or close to it. And then, like, the strong one can survive for a while, especially if you get the chance to heal it, so... Which is relevant if you take a different approach where you fight more of the enemies. And there is reason for doing that, and I'll get into that in a second as well, once we get through this enemy phase. Okay. So, before we get into any of the stuff I was going to talk about, first let's see what it looks like with Ina having Resolve activated against Ashnard. So, you can't see a crit rate, but you can see, like, the hit rates. Ashnard's sword this isn't, like, said anywhere in the game, but it negates all non-wrath crits, which is something I actually did not know, and does sort of mean that the skill books I gave Ina are not actually useful. Oh well. Anyway, so obviously if we attack right now, she can get hit and she can die, so the first thing we're going to do is heal Ina. And you may notice this heals Ina to exactly the top of her resolve range, 22 out of 59, so that works out pretty nicely. Like if Tormod were doing it, he'd heal for 1 more HP because I gave him the Spirit Dust, and then that wouldn't work. Anyway, so actually before I do this, I am going to create a save state because we really need Ina to crit here. Just once, but we do need her to crit. And you may also notice she does 16 damage. That's notable for something I'm about to talk about as well. Alright, we got the crit. And now Ashnard is going to go into his second form. We're going to call for Gifka for all the difference that's going to make. And we're going to chant with Rayson. Okay, and now, actually, I'm gonna create another save state real quick. And then I have some stuff to talk about. So, let's look at what happens if Ina attacks Ashnard now. Oh, he does 31 damage. Huh. What's Ina's HP? Oh, it's 59? Oh, no. So, it turns out I made a mistake. Or a couple of different mistakes, really, but one really important one. And the mistake was, all the way back when I gave Marcia the Seraph Robe in Chapter 12, I think it was, I made the assumption that I would have Gifka available to deal damage to Ashnard, and thus Ina didn't need to survive a counterattack against Ashnard's second form. Like, basically, like, you could have Gifka run in and hit him, and then Ina could like, crit him and kill him, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I had worked out at the time, but it was something like that. Well, turns out that's not true, as you can see. If she had 7 extra HP, she'd have 66 total HP, and you could heal her up to 33 and still have Wrath active, and she'd be able to take the 31 from Ashnard. So that's like that is like the big mistake that I made. I think, and specifically, like, I think I had not accounted for the fact that Gifka isn't just like there, right? He's like, he takes him until next turn to show up, and then he's like at the bottom of the map or something. So like, if you were, I talked about going through the center, and to be fair, like, if you did play this chapter by going through the center, you could like potentially lure Ashnard out, do this, like rescue Ina out, like run away, wait for Gifka to show up, let him approach you, and then like go in again the next turn or something like that. And I think you'd have to do that even if I did have Ina with the extra 7 HP. And oh, by the way, I don't have the ability to heal her up that high anyway, which is another conversation. But but I'd still need to like crit Ashnard, like to kill him anyway. Like basically like relying on Gifka's damage would add a lot of turns. It would add some reliability, like compared to what I'm about to do, but it would add a lot of turns. And it still turns out to be really hard to set up Ina to survive. So I took some notes about this. I'm gonna go over this hopefully quickly, because that's why I took notes, so I wouldn't forget what I wanted to say about it. So it turns out that in addition to the Seraph Robe, Ina does need like all the other stat boosters that I gave her except for the skill books. So that means energy drops, both energy drops, both Seraph Robes, both Speed Wings, and both Draco Shields. If you take away an energy drop and she only can do 14 damage per attack rather than 16. So if we look at her attack, it's still 16. Ashnard's second form has the same defense. And 2 14 damage crits is 78 damage, and Ashnard has 80 HP. So she cannot kill Ashnard's second form. So you would need Gifka just to even be able to kill Ashnard's second form in one turn if you didn't give her both of the energy drops. I mean, giving her both of those is probably obvious anyway, but just, for the record. Obviously, she needs both of the Seraph Robes so that she can survive this counterattack right here. If you take away a Draco Shield, then his attack goes from 31 to 33, right? And then she can't survive even at max resolve HP. This is all assuming that you give her the Demiband. If you give her a Laguz Stone, then she can do without some of those things, because she gets like -2 strength and -2 defense, so she can hit those benchmarks without some of those stat boosters. However, my assumption is that using the Laguz Stone on Racing in another chapter is going to do more for you than like giving an energy drop or a Draco's Shield to another character, but I could be wrong about that. Another thing is that like you could potentially just let her fill gauge, but then you can't rescue her. So like doing this strategy, there'd be no way to get her like up here if her gauge was filled, because she'd be too heavy to rescue. And unfortunately, if you rescue her before her gauge fills, then her gauge stops filling. So you can't like rescue her, let her gauge fill, drop her in, and have her be transformed. Which would be a neat trick if you could. You could do that in Radiant Dawn. Not that it matters. So yeah, basically, I should have saved the Seraph Robe. But even if I had, and I wanted to point this out because, depending on how people feel about RNG manipulation stuff, which if it's not obvious, that's what I'm going to do to beat Ashnard here in a second. But if if I had given Ina the Seraph Robe, she would have had, so she had 7 HP before she attacked into Ashnard just now. Now she has 3. She would have had 14 instead. She would have needed to be healed no higher than 33 from that 14, which means that she would need at most 19 HP of healing, which that is actually pretty hard because Alencia and Tormod both heal for too much HP. So you would need to use, and so does Riss, actually. So you would need to use promoted Soren, promoted Mist, or promoted Ileana, who can heal for 17, 18, or 19, respectively, with the healer physics saves. Tormod, without the Spirit Dust, does 21, Alencia does 22, and Riss does 23. So that right there is kind of a problem. I didn't promote any of those 3 characters. I probably could have promoted them. Like, I certainly could have dumped some BXP on them and promoted them at this point. But then I also would have had to, like, you know, bring them for this chapter. And I would have needed to get them all the way up here, which would have been a problem. Let's see. Right, so then after being healed to 33 HP, Ina would take, it was 26, right? Yeah. Well, I should say after being healed from 31 to 33 HP, one of those, she would have taken 26 damage and would be at 5 to 7 HP, depending on which value she was healed to. Instead of 3 HP. Because Alencia healed for more, which is why she would only be at 2 to 4 more HP, even though she would have 7 more HP before that attack. Then from 5 to 7, we would want to heal her for, like, from there to 31... to 32 or 33 HP. And that would mean she'd need to be healed for 25 to 28 HP. And the only way to do that is to use a Men's Staff with a promoted Soren or a promoted Mist, which would be really difficult to pull off because you'd need to not just do it with a Physics Staff from, like, down here or something, but you need to actually get them up onto the platform. Especially difficult with Mist because Mist, you know, can't be promoted. Mist can't be rescued, so she'd have to, like, run around here. And do so in a way where she didn't end up, like, getting attacked by any of these enemies. Yeah, you can, at that point, Soren could heal, if you wanted to use Soren, because you could just rescue drop him up here, Soren could heal her to 32 HP. Another way to do this would be using 2 Spirit Dusts on Riss, which would get him to 27. Which is the same amount that promoted Soren does with a... Sorry. 2 Spirit Dusts on Riss would get him to heal for 27 with a healer physic, rather than with a mend. Which is the same amount that promoted Soren does with a mend. But getting 2 Spirit Dusts requires not one-turning Chapter 22. That's the chapter where with like all the priests, where you can just one-turn it with the Siege Tomes. So you'd instead have to, like, go get the Spirit Dust in that chapter. Other than that, that's really... So basically, like, you know, my take on this is if you wanted to do this more reliably, you would have to promote Soren and bring him. You could also probably do it with Mist, but... another option is to have Rayson next to Ina, after Ashnard's attack, to heal her for 15 HP when transformed, because he heals based on his magic stat. That would leave Ina at 29 at the start of her turn, and 3 HP after her first attack. Then she would need to be healed for 32 or 33. Or 232 or 33 from 3, so which is 29 or 30 HP. So promoted Ileana or promoted Soren or Mist with a Spirit Dust can do that with the Men's Staff. So, like, there's some options here, but it would all be, like, pretty awkward, because you'd have to get one of those, like, weaklings up here and have them healed for a very specific amount. Yeah. So... that's... okay, I think that covers everything. The other thing is that I think I think I may have said this already, but basically, putting all that aside, I still have to rig 2 crits against Ashnard, which isn't like that unlikely because she's got a 50% crit rate with Wrath. But like to finish off Form 2 on this turn, I have to rig 2 crits anyway. So rigging Ashnard to miss as well is like, well, whatever. Especially because so his attack is 92. Oh no, Biorhythm, why? Oh, disaster. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the last time I did this, it was 72. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so much harder. Well, the other thing is Ina has Miracle, which is luck-based. So one thing to do would have been to give her the... I gave a Goddess Icons to Stefan, so you could give her that. There might be some other Goddess Icons, or Ashra Icons, whatever. Anyway, okay. Long lecture on that stuff over. If you didn't understand like all the numbers, it's probably not important. The important thing is that, like, I think you could beat Ashnard without doing what I'm about to do. It would definitely take more turns, and it would still be tricky to set up. But I think it would be doable. But what I am in fact going to do is I'm going to rig Ina to crit, Ashnard to miss, or Ina to activate Miracle, and then Ina to crit again. And I am not going to do that on screen because it's going to be really boring. So I'm going to pause the recording, figure out, get into a state where I know it's going to happen, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I wish I hadn't done that, or hadn't paused it, because believe it or not, it took me 2 tries. I tried once, and then I burned 1 RN, and then we got this. He missed! At 92, he missed! That's like... I don't even know what the odds are. I just, like, I can't believe that. Anyway, so there you have it. It's 5 turns to complete the chapter. 168 turns to complete... it's technically 32 chapters, because you got 29 chapters in the game, but chapter 17 is in 3 parts. So, yeah, it's 5 and... Let's see... 30... Oh no, doing math. 32 times 5 is 160, and then 8 is... Oh, so it's 5 1/4 turns per chapter. Okay, that includes defend chapters and stuff, so not too bad. Now it is truly over. Indeed. Alright, we're gonna skip through this, but I am gonna put the, like, record stuff on screen. Oh, I guess I can save. Sure. I think we can skip past this. I know there's some, like... character outros, but I think it's all just dialogue stuff in here. Oh yeah, one thing I would actually be curious to know, and I don't know, is whether Gifka gets his strength transfer if if you do transfers. So I am going to be playing Radiant on 0% growths after this. I'm not going to be doing transfers, so it doesn't matter. But it's kind of, yeah, because Gifka never, like, actually showed up, so, like, did I technically recruit him? I don't know. How odd, you know, that we actually deployed you. Oh no, it's unskippable! No! Disaster. Okay, well, I guess I can give my thoughts on the experience overall. So, I would say this is one of the... like, of the 3 games that I've done 0% growth runs, this might be the most interesting overall, just because, like, the enemies level enough that you don't, like, Titania is totally not viable at the end of the game in a way that's, like, not true of Marcus and Seth. So you do have, like, more opportunities to mix up your unit composition, like, over time. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's overstating it, because, like, almost every other early game unit in the other two games, like, falls off as well. So I guess it's not, like, super different, but it feels a little bit different. Like, at the end of the game, like, my main units were Joffrey, Har, Tanith, Stefan, Rayson, essentially. And only Tanith and Rayson, I guess, even joined by, like... Oh, no, and Stefan joined them. So, yeah, I guess, like, half of them had joined by the mid-game. And, you know, Joffrey and Har joined pretty late. But they still had enough chapters to feel like, you know, linchpin characters, rather than just, like, Athos coming in and just, like, destroying everything at the end of FE7 in the final chapter. This experience does kind of reinforce my, like, not feeling great about the design choice of, like, Ashnard being literally invincible to everyone except Ike and the dragons and the Laguz Royals, because it's, I don't know, it just feels like a little bit too limiting in terms of, like, I mean, it's cool to figure out how to kill Ashnard with Ina, even if I actually didn't I kind of screwed it up. But at the same time, like, it really limits your options. You can't just be like, I'm gonna kill Ashnard with Rolf or whatever, because I like Rolf, like, that sort of thing. Like, no, that's not, you know. In almost every other game, like, you can always do something like that, but not in this one. Yeah, I definitely will not give Marcia a Seraph Robe if I ever do this again. I can say that much. I'm glad I did not play on Maniac. I had conversations with people about whether 0% growth is doable on Maniac, and maybe it is, but, like, I have played Maniac before, and this felt similar enough in terms of, like, the enemies being super durable by the end of the game, or, like, the late game, that I would hesitate to think of how hard it would have been to kill enemies on Maniac. Ashnard wouldn't be any different, but, like, the other enemies would, and it might just be, like, incredibly slow. It probably would be. I mean, some of the chapters would presumably be similar enough because the bosses don't really change on Maniac. In fact, I think the only boss that does change is Oliver. So, like, kill bosses would generally, like, might be similar enough. Seizes and arrives, depending on the exact chapter, might be similar enough, but I mean, obviously in most of those chapters you still have to fight a bunch of enemies to get to whatever your objective is, so. This definitely, I will say also, gave me a better appreciation for the level design in Path of Radiance. I've always thought of Radiant Dawn as, like, the game that really stands out to me in terms of level design, and I do think it has better level design than Path of Radiance, but I think Path of Radiance, by virtue of being, like, kind of easy normally, like, the level design doesn't really jump out as much, just because you can kind of just, like, point your units at the enemies and kill all of them and not really have to worry about, like, being creative in your solutions. But playing through when in a context when you can't necessarily do that really, like, changes how you look at it. Like, you know, you start to realize, like, the value of some of the Arrive maps. And it's too bad that there's not, like, you know, like, a warp staff. Like, you get the one rescue staff, but it's only got 3 charges and you can't hammer in it. So, I mean, it's pretty limited. And I couldn't really find good ways to use it before this final chapter. But you do get Rayson, right? And the 4-way chant makes up for a lot of the lack of, like, a warp staff or something like that. You get so much mobility out of that, not to mention, like, the Super Canto stuff. But yeah, I think there's a lot of really interesting chapters playing on 0% growths. I think it's probably more interesting than Maniac. When I played Maniac, I was part of what I was trying to do is get like set up a bunch of transfers for my Radiant Dawn playthrough, and so like I wasn't trying to play fast really. So I think I still didn't add that same like appreciation for the level design then because I was just kind of like a good example is Battle Reunion, the chapter where Joffrey is in the upper left and you have to like arrive. Like I didn't like make a beeline for the arrive tower. I just killed stuff when I played on Maniac. But in this one, obviously, I did make a beeline, and like, you know, figuring out like the right path through there, you know, wasn't like the most interesting chapter, but it was more interesting than it was to just sort of kill everything. Um, but like Blood Runs Red. That's chapter 11. Like that one was really cool in this playthrough. I thought. I mean, that's a good chapter in general. Like even if you're playing normally, but I don't know. That one really felt like it got like significantly more interesting. Like when the boss is actually threatening. That really adds a lot to that chapter. What else? Figuring out how to kill Muarim with Stefan was pretty cool on the Feral Frontier. I don't know. There's probably a bunch of like cool chapters that I'm forgetting or not like specifically thinking of that hopefully I at least mentioned at the time. But yeah, I think I've definitely gained a new appreciation for the level design. Oh, the Without a King, the one where you take like Dayan Castle and Ina is defending it. Like that was a really like interesting chapter and felt so much more fun to play than like trying to get like all the treasure chests. It feels like really like plotting when you do that. But like trying to figure out how to like rescue drop across people across the water, and like go get the one treasure room that I wanted to get at the same time. Like that was definitely fun. I liked that one. Yeah, it's just it's too bad that there's not. It's too bad that the way that like the enemies are balanced. I guess like that the game is like either easy or sort of just grindy. That there's not like a. I mean, I would say actually like 0% growth is pretty close to what you would want from like a more normally balanced game where like the enemies are threatening but not just HP sponges, like unthreatening HP sponges, which is definitely like how it can feel on Maniac, where you like your units are often not really at risk of dying, but they just have to like kill all these enemies to get anywhere, and then your weapons all break. Here the enemies are definitely threatening and also HP sponges by the end, but like, but it's like closer to like I think like the right balance. Something a little bit more like Radiant Dawn's early game, where you know you get enemies that can do a lot of damage to you, but you can still like actually kill them if you attack, you know, in the right way. Man, this is long. Why can't I skip this? I guess I could like speed up the emulation. Just afraid that I'll screw something up if I do that while it's running. I like never use emulation speed up stuff. Except for Anne's villain monologue. Is over. We can't skip this either. Come on. I just want to see
What's wrong?
the chapter roll in the unit kill count.
Everyone's waiting to see you.
I wouldn't be surprised if Titania has the most kills, even despite, like, me not using her after chapter...
I've spent my whole life
I don't
in
know.
hiding. It's just no one ever taught me how to rule a kingdom.
I used her in chapter
don't think
21. I
I'm
don't think I did. I
ready
think
to be their
she was
queen.
already benched by then.
I don't think I'm ever really going to be ready.
But she was definitely there in
What's the
chapter
matter with you?
18 and 19.
Mike, stop it. How can
Did anyone teach you how to hire mercenaries?
No, but that's not the same.
How to win back lost allies? How to win back your lost kingdom?
That's different.
No, it's not. You've done such an amazing job, and I think you always will.
I see.
All right. Come on. We'll do this. Together.
We work together.
Thank you, my Lord Ike. I am so blessed to have met you.
It was a pretty fortunate coincidence that they happened to run into her. Imagine what would have happened if they hadn't. Rip Crimea.
And so it was that in the spring of the year 646, Alincia Rydell Crimea saw peace return to her homeland. In the years to follow, a story of Queen Alincia and her noble hero Ike spread across the land and inspired the songs of many a wandering troubadour.
Alright. Surely it's time for... No, it's time for credits. Alright, I'm gonna do what I probably should have done a while ago, and for some reason didn't think of it, and pause the recording again, and then come back when the credits are over. Alright, credits are finishing up. Hopefully now we finally get to the important part. Yay! I'll try to count the turns here. So 10, 13, 15, 21, 27, 35, 43, 51, 61, 66, 73, 83, 87, 92, 99, 109, 150, or 117, 124, 127, 129, 135, 136, 142, 146, 152, 156, 162, 170. Wait, what? Okay, it definitely is not the same count that I had. This has happened before, where like the game overcounts turns for some reason. I don't really know why. I might go back through it, or I might just not bother. I guess displayed turn count would probably be like technically more accurate anyway, but than my own count. But who knows? Maybe I also miscounted at some point. Bastion actually didn't get any kills? Interesting. Thought he would have gotten at least one. Astrid got a kill. Rolf got 2 kills. Let's go! Ina got 3 kills. Oh, yeah, that's right. She killed that one enemy going up the left side. Okay. Man, Ike got 7 kills. Wow. Let's go, Ileana. Let's go, Mordecai. Actually, I'm surprised he only got 8 kills. And Largo only got 8 kills? Man. First, Largo kept missing in the last chapter, but you've only got a couple more anyway. 10 whole kills for Mia. Good unit. Khalil only got 11. Soren got 13? Joffrey only got 15. These kill counts are just not very high in general, I guess, is what's going on. And Oscar got 18. His name is Marsha. That's surprising. I mean, availability does make a difference. 21 for Leif. Nice. Well, I guess it makes sense Mordecai didn't get that many kills. Because, you know, it takes him so long to transform. Alright, Har was 6. So Titania is up there. Wait, did I not see Shinon yet? Oh, he's dead. Muarim, 5th with 35 kills. Nice. Kiran. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. 38. Stefan, 60. Man, let's go, Stefan. Alright, Tanith with 71. And in first place, Titania with 112. Yeah, that's what happens when you just solo entire chapters like Roadside Battle. Let's go, Titania. Even though she didn't make it to Endgame, she's still the MVP of all of our hearts. Alright, well, there you have it. That will, once and for all, do it for this playthrough. Thank you for watching. You've made it this far. And I guess even if you haven't, but you wouldn't hear me say it. Like I said, I will be starting Radiant Dawn shortly. I plan to release it on the same schedule that I've been releasing Path of Radiance, so I don't know whether this is coming out on a Tuesday or a Friday right now, but basically plan is to keep releasing on Tuesdays and Fridays until I can't maintain that schedule anymore. So yeah, look forward to that. And this is going to get really loud, so I'm just going to pause that. So yeah, look forward to that. And other than that, my plans are to... actually, I'm not really sure. I've been thinking about playing Shadow Dragon, which I haven't really played before. I'm not super keen on playing the translated titles as opposed to like the official Western releases. So I've been thinking about playing Shadow Dragon, which I haven't played all the way through or even close to. I played it back in the day a little bit, but not much. I've also been thinking about going back to Three Houses and doing some of the stuff that I haven't done with that. Probably I'll have already decided what I'm going to do by the time anybody could leave a comment on this and say what they're interested in seeing. But just in case that's not the case, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think would be a good next thing for me to do after Radiant Dawn. And other than that, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you for Radiant Dawn.